Hey, what's up guys, Bajheera here. Gonna be bringing you another at-home workout video. If you've seen the at-home workout videos before, a lot of the exercises that I do are gonna be the same because when I train at home, it's usually a day for me to just loosen up, get a little bit of exercise, you know, and lift some weights, do some push-ups, do some crunches while watching live streams and stuff like that, just to chill. But this particular at-home workout was a pretty good one for me. I do feel like I got some stuff done. Did my usual exercises and then did some posing at the end. And for me, posing is an important thing to do because if I do want to compete in natural bodybuilding, which I do, then I need to know what I'm doing and I need to know what it feels like when you're doing a pose right. Plus, for videos like this, it's actually helpful for me to take an inventory of where I'm at a certain point and see if I'm making progress. And I think that from our last video, I have made progress. What I've been doing with my diet is I've been sticking to around 2,700 to 3,000 calories a day. I've been keeping my carbs anywhere from 100 to 150 carbs a day. And I realize that is kind of low, but considering what I've done before, which I went even, you know, down to 30 to 60 carbs a day, which I don't want to do that again right now. But 100 to 150 feels like a luxury, and I can eat really pretty much all the things that I want to eat during my day and not feel too hungry and feel good and enjoy the foods that I eat, but still see progress. So when I was in LA and when we were in the transition phase to getting here, I definitely didn't really stick on my diet as heavily. I was still training, but the lack of sort of stricter dieting, I think it showed in my physique. Gained a little bit extra body fat, but in the past couple weeks, I've been sticking to my diet a little bit more closely, and I think that also shows as well. So I still definitely have body fat to lose in my lower stomach, I mean, and pretty much everywhere, but definitely my lower stomach and my lower back. But one of the things that we're seeing now is that I feel like my shoulders and my legs are growing, and I'm also just losing body fat still. So those areas of my body are starting to come in better. And as we get to the posing in the end of the video, you'll be able to see that. So as you can see from my exercises, basically what I'm doing is if you guys have free weights like I do, I'm doing like some shoulder presses, some curls, some shoulder flies, things like that. Sometimes I'll even land on my back and do chest press with my weights. But if you don't have weights, really, you can't really go wrong with doing push-ups and body weight exercises. So you do push-ups, and if you've seen in my at-home videos before, you know I like to do crunches, I like to do leg lifts. And for your legs, I mean, you can do body weight squats. I mean, you can see that it's definitely activating my leg muscles, and if you do enough of them, you'll get tired. And the fun part about the body weight squats is that almost, if you have to do them for a really, really long time, it almost turns into a little bit of a cardio exercise. So you can do squats, you can do lunges, you can have a lot of options in terms of your leg workouts, that's for sure. And if you are a gamer like me, it is really important that you do make sure to train your legs, because if you're spending a lot of time sitting down on your computer, you definitely don't want your legs to atrophy. And instead of having sitting down be a situation where you're not treating your legs the way you're supposed to, if you beat your legs up during your workout, if you train your legs really, really hard, then all that gaming time you're spending sitting down is actually rest time. Just be sure you're using relatively good posture when you are sitting down so you don't get all tightened up and inhibit your recovery. You don't want that. But yep, so if you have weights, great. You can do curls, you can do shoulder press, you can do lots of fun stuff with your weights. If you don't have weights, what I'm going to recommend to you are push-ups, crunches, and body weight squats, body weight lunges. You do calf raises as well. I like to do calf raises too, because I feel like I have pretty genetically strong calves. My dad's calves are insane. Even my mom has good calves, so I feel like if I don't show my calves love, I'm sort of wasting the gift that I've got. So I've been actually training calves more and more at the gym recently to my leg days, really making sure to give my calves a good attention. And even on days that aren't my leg day, I feel like calves are a muscle that I can definitely train probably just about every day and be fine. Like a little bit like you can train your abs every day. I do see comments asking people asking me how often I train my abs, and I honestly I do a couple sets of abs every day. I do a couple sets of crunches, a couple sets of leg lifts, because for me, I do feel like I can train my abs every day, and I feel like that's helpful. I mean, if you can train a muscle every day and have it recover properly, I feel like that's going to be helpful to you. And so there are muscles that I do try to train every day, and my calves and my abs included. And maybe I could even train stuff like arms every day if you wanted to. And the way that you find out whether or not you can train a muscle every day is train hard and see how you feel the next day. If you feel fully recovered, if you ate, a couple good meals, got yourself some really good rest, and you're not sore, you're not feeling weak, go for it. I mean, like, I'm not a personal trainer, so take my advice with a grain of salt. But hey, if you want to grow big arms, and I have in the past, I wanted to put really significant effort into my arms, I would do arm stuff every day. I wouldn't, you know, do every day as a full arm workout, but no, I'd throw a couple sets of curls in. I'd throw a couple sets of shoulder presses in because I feel like my arms and shoulders needed to grow, and I gave them their own day for you know, arms and shoulders. But I'll also do some shoulder press and some curls every day, and it doesn't inhibit my recovery, but it might help my growth. So it's up to you. You do what you want to do. See what you like. This is also, you know, a little bit of exercise for my back, because if you have a way to do pull-ups at home, that's great. I don't really have a way to do pull-ups at home so much, so I like to do a little bit of rowing for my back, you know, my lower back and upper back, depending on how you're doing it. But whenever you do any sort of back exercise, I encourage you to pull with your elbows more than anything. So those are the basic exercises that I do for my at-home workouts, but I'll do, you know, as many sets of them as I feel like doing. I mean, when you're just chilling, you know, work out for about 2 hours, just doing push-ups and curls and shoulder press, it's fun. I enjoy exercising, so that's, you know, I spend a lot of time doing that. So just do as many sets as you want until you feel good, and then there you go. So now I'm gonna get into my posing a little bit. Still obviously need to work posing, but one of the biggest reasons why I do these little videos is to see my progress over time, to see if my diet and my training is going the way it needs to go. Because people ask me, you know, well, how do I know if I'm eating enough to gain weight? How do I know if I'm eating, you know, enough to lose weight? It's like, well, here's what you do: is you take pictures, and then 2 weeks later you take more pictures, or you take video, and you see if you've been making progress. And if you're trying to gain weight and you haven't been gaining weight, you need to eat more. And if you're trying to lose weight and you haven't lost weight, you need to eat less. And that's how it goes. Or do more cardio, or train differently. If you feel like certain muscle groups are out of proportion, you know, in one picture, then you got to train those muscles and see what they look like a couple weeks later. See if you can see any progress. I feel like you can lose body fat faster than you can build muscle, but maybe that's just my experience. I don't know if that might vary with different people. And people who are experts will be able to tell you more accurately, because like I said, I'm not a personal trainer, I'm not a dietitian, and when I make these videos, I'm happy to share with you information that I'm thinking about, or things that have been helpful to me, and share with you my personal progress. But you know, keep in mind that I'm not an expert, so take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, I feel like this is not the leanest I've ever been. I feel like before I left Nashville, I was about as lean as I've ever been. However, I don't feel like I'm all that far away from where I was. I don't feel like I've lost too much mass. If anything, during the period where I've been eating a little bit more, I may have even sort of filled out and maybe even gained a little bit of mass. My shoulders are looking good, and here pretty soon I'll be able to show you my legs. But no, if I've gained anything, it's only just been a little bit of body fat and maybe even a little bit of muscle. And even though I might not be the leanest I've ever been, I'm not too far off of that. So I feel like a couple more weeks of dieting, be in good shape. Now, there was one show that I was thinking about doing. The only problem with that one is that, number one, it was really soon, and I don't think I was going to be in good enough shape for it. Second of all, they also didn't allow cameras, and obviously, if I'm going to be doing a bodybuilding competition, I want to share that whole experience with you. So if they're not going to allow cameras, that is not something I'm going to be doing. So, but anyway, I think a couple more weeks of dieting, maybe even some months. We'll see. Like I'm saying, you know, my diet isn't very strenuous on me. You know, I don't end my days tired and hungry. I have good energy to do what I need to do with my day, but I'm also seeing that it is having a really positive effect on my physique. So I'm still trimming out body fat, still have energy to do what I need to do, and that sounds like a great diet to me. So I think that one of the places that I definitely am not feeling as like lean or, you know, as impressive is my back. But I think that just means I need to do, you know, need to really focus on my back days, really put in solid work like I used to on my back days, you know, get back to deadlifting more, get back to training my back hard, and I think continue to diet. I think we'll continue to see my back grow. Now, one of the most impressive things for me has been my legs. My leg development has really surprised me. I mean, I've always trained my legs hard, but I think with the dieting, my legs have really leaned out, and I think it's noticeable. I mean, like, I'll show you in a second. You actually can see veins coming through on my on the side of my legs. You can almost see maybe I'm just imagining, like, maybe I just want to have that Kai green serration up my quad. But in terms of the separation on my leg, it's getting pretty serious here, guys, and I'm really proud of that, and I like that a lot, and it's something I hadn't seen before in the past. I mean, like I've said, I think I've been leaner in my upper body in the past, maybe before we left for California, but my legs are looking as well as this is probably the best my legs have ever looked. And that's making me really happy, because I think legs are an area of my body that needed more training. And I recognize that, like, my legs and my shoulders were areas I was like, all right, this is a goal for me. So for the past year or so, I've been training legs and shoulders really hard and really focused on growing those body parts. And now seeing the results in my shoulders and seeing the results in my legs is very, very gratifying. And now it does take a while. I mean, I've been training them really, really hard for a year, and I feel like the results are only just now really kicking in. But hey, if you make it a goal, if you make it a priority, and you're patient and committed with your goal, you will see results, guys. So keep that in mind. And you can look at my videos from a year ago and you can see the insane transformation that I feel like I've made. And I'm really proud of that, and it's encouraging, and sharing the progress with you guys is motivating to me. Hearing the feedback, you know, you guys saying that you can see a difference is really, really good. That makes me happy. And hearing all the awesome things that you guys are doing with your fitness progress is really motivating to me too. So keep up the great work, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will definitely be sharing more progress updates with you, more gym videos with you, because something I really, really enjoy doing. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace!